Hi, everyone. Welcome to our session on Sindhi history. Jai Jhulelal. Happy Sunday. My name is Bharti, and I'm the co-founder of Sindhis Unite, which is the club on Clubhouse. Clubhouse is a social media app. It's based on voice. If you're over there with us, you know we host our weekly happy hours and Sunday discussions where we feature prominent Sindhi folks in our community. And we also get a chance to discuss some topics on relationships, to food, to whatever it is that in our Sindhi community. We've also had some amazing speakers join us there. And today we're on Zoom because this is one lesson on Sindhi history that I think should be recorded and posted and shared with our Sindhi community. And I'm just so excited to have Uncle Kamal join us today. He's a Jhulelal uncle. He's a VIP of our Sindhi community, and just we're really honored and privileged to have him here. Before we get started, I would just like for everyone to make sure that your mic is muted. Please let's just be respectful and courteous. We're all here to learn and to get to learn more about our beautiful Sindhi culture. And I feel that if there's, anyways, we're going to have Uncle Kamal speak, and then we'll have open it up to everybody for a 15-minute question answer session at the end. We're also on Instagram at Sindhis Unite, so please do follow us there. And at some point, we'll have a website and a Facebook page. So lots of amazing things coming our way, and we get to feature some really high quality sessions. So please do follow us and support us. And I'll turn it over to Priya, one of our admins, to introduce Kamal Uncle. So thank you and welcome again.
And we also just wanted to get you a little familiar with the rest of the Sindhis Unite admin team. So if you guys, when we announce you, if you could just wave and say hello. Some of our admins are not able to be on camera and not attend today, but thank you to Bharti for starting Clubhouse Sindhis Unite. Without you, we wouldn't be here today, so thank you. My name is Priya, I'm from New York. We also have Sahil Jaisangani.
Hi, everyone.
We have Amy Kotwani.
Hello.
Viju Sidwani.
Hello, everyone.
Pavni Chandani. And Anjali Udwani also helped start the club with Bharti. So we're all super grateful to you for starting this. And we've done a lot with Clubhouse through language, food, music, and we hope to carry the culture forward through it. So thank you, Bharti, for inspiring everybody to keep learning more about Sindh and being Sindhi. About our session today, it will be recorded, so if you love it and you want to share it with others, please feel free. We will be posting it on our Sindhis Unite channel. It is being recorded. However, this is just for educational purposes. The material that will be shown today will not be able to be used for commercial use, and it cannot be replicated or recorded in any manner. I now have the honor of introducing our guest speaker. A few of you may be familiar with Kamal Uncle. Kamal Mirchandani, he is so dedicated to the Sindhi community, to carrying forward Sindhiat, to educating everybody. He's an engineer by profession, but for 42 years, he has been enriching everybody's lives, increasing awareness and education about Sindhi language, Sindhi culture. He, for the past 11 years, has been teaching in person a Sindhi language class in the San Francisco Bay Area where he's living. And due to the pandemic, it had to go on Zoom. So a lot of us that are not in the Bay Area are very fortunate to have been able to learn the past 9 months to learn how to speak Sindhi over Zoom. So he's very active in the community, helping out with religious festivals. He's co-authored books on the Romanized Sindhi script in the
Priya, I think you're on mute.
Yeah, it is now my pleasure to introduce Kamal Uncle, and he will teach us today about the Sindhu River civilization with a focus on Mohenjo Daro. Kamal Uncle?
Thank you. My sincere thanks to the admin committee and and the admin team of Clubhouse Sindhis Unite Group for organizing this meeting. Bharti Daswani, Anjali Udvani, Viju Sidwani, Amy Kotwani, Sahil Jaisinghani, Pavni Chandani, and Priya Dasani. तव्हां एडमिन टीम ऐं सभिनी सिंधी भाउरनि ऐं भेनरुनि खे मां पंहिंजे तरफ़ां सिंधु एकेडमी USA जे तरफ़ां ऐं ACNC सिंधी कम्युनिटी ऑफ नॉर्दर्न कैलिफोर्निया बे एरिया जे तरफ़ां तव्हां सभिनी खे प्यार भरी नमस्ते ऐं सिक भरिया भाकुर थो पेश करियां। तव्हां सभिनी जी तहे दिल सां आजियां आहे। Hearty welcome to you all to this meeting. मूंखे ख़बर आहे त केतिरनि खे सिंधी पूरी न ईंदी हूंदी, इन करे मां ही पंहिंजो प्रेज़ेंटेशन सिंधीअ में ऐं ऑल्टरनेटली इंग्लिश में बि ॻाल्हाईंदुसि त जीअं I can carry you all with me through this. Honey, let me go ahead and start the PowerPoint presentation. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Let me just get. Okay. The screen that I have shown here is few slides that I will first present. हिन में अॼु मूंखे बेहद ख़ुशी थी रही आहे त मां तव्हांखे हिकु क़ीमती सौगात जंहिंखे चइजे वैल्यूएबल गिफ्ट उहा प्रेज़ेंट करे रहियो आहियां, which will not only touch your heart but will also make you feel proud. त उहो फ़ख्रु महसूस कंदा त असीं उन मिट्टीअ जी पैदाश आहियूं।
Uncle, I'm sorry, we cannot see the slides anymore.
It is not visible.
Admin team, is anyone else able to see them? Maybe it's just me.
It's
I
great
don't
out.
see
No,
them.
it's all gray. It's blank.
Uncle, do you want to try stop sharing and share again? Maybe that will work.
Okay, let me do that.
Thank you. Now we can see. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you can see the screen.
Yes.
I am trying to see if I can see you all on my laptop. Just a minute. I am not able to see your gallery, but you can see the screen. Huh?
Uncle, I think it's okay for now. We can
Okay.
see the screen
You can see the screen and you can see me also or not? No.
and see you as
Yes.
Okay,
We can
great.
see you.
I cannot see you, but that doesn't matter. I think I'll go ahead with the presentation. Sindhu Indus Valley Civilization, Mohenjo Daro, जेको मां तव्हांखे हींअर उन जे बारे में कुझु ॿुधाइण थो चाहियां. तव्हीं सभु फील कंदा उहो we are the proud descendants of Sindhu Indus Valley Civilization. Sindhu Valley Civilization खे Indus Valley Civilization करे कोठियो वियो आहे. मुंहिंजो जेको अॼु प्रेज़ेंटेशन आहे, it is in 3 parts. पहिरियों पार्ट जेको आहे उहो जंहिंमें मां तव्हांखे स्लाइड शो ॾेखारे. I am going to make an overview presentation to you, just the basic information. ऐं तंहिंखां पोइ I will be sharing with you an archaeological study of Mohenjo Daro, which is a recorded slide presentation, and then it will go on to a documentary film, In Search of Meluha. इहा जेका डॉक्यूमेंट्री आहे सा ठाही वई आहे at Mohenjo Daro site by one of my friends, मुंहिंजो अज़ीज़ साकिद मसूफ़. He is my friend. ऐं उन इहा जेका डॉक्यूमेंट्री ठाही आहे, and he has made this valuable gift to us. मूंखे ॾिनी अथसि ख़ासि करे for sharing with Sindhi community and all our Sindhi well-wishers. I had the privilege of showing that documentary film and this archaeological study at many of the international Sindhi sammelans, which I have attended in the last 18 years. हाणे जंहिं स्लाइड ते असीं आया आहियूं, Ancient Civilizations of the World. Sindhu Valley Civilization जेको आहे, उन खे Ancient Civilization of the World करे मञियो वञे थो, पर उन खे रुगो 100 साल थिया आहिनि when it was declared as one of the ancient civilizations of the world. उन खां अॻु में 2 civilizations were very well known: China, Egypt, and Mesopotamia. Professor Kenower of Wisconsin University, he is the professor of anthropology. उन्हें केतिरा साल मोहनजो दड़ो साइट ते, हड़प्पा साइट ते, सिंध में ऐं इंडिया में गुज़ारिया आहिनि. ऐं उन जी जेका रिसर्च आहे, तंहिंखां पोइ ईअं चइजे त हुन इहो इस्टेब्लिश कयो आहे त सिंधु वैली सिविलाइजेशन जेको आहे सो is the oldest of all these 4 civilizations. He कहिड़ा civilizations आहिनि जेके state level civilizations, माना major civilizations, not the pockets here and there. त ही ॾिसंदा त हिन मैप में चाइना, सिंधु वैली, मेसोपोटेमिया ऐं हिते इजिप्ट civilization आहे. तंहिंमें सिंधु वैली civilization is more than 9,000 years old. It is from the stage of agriculture to production of cotton, pottery, and then baked bricks, houses, and then creation of beads, jewelry, figurine, lot of other developments. Ultimately, it came to a stage where this became one of the most prominent civilizations of its time, Sindhu Valley civilization. हिनखे Indus Valley civilization करे कोठियो वियो आहे. Sindhu Valley civilization जेको आहे, so it is in 3 main locations where there was major settlements. हिकिड़ी हुई Harappa in Punjab, Mohenjo Daro in Sindh, and Dholavira in Gujarat. Together, this entire area was almost 250 to 280,000 kilometers, square kilometers. पर उन्हनि मां मोहनजो दड़ो जेको आहे was the largest single settlement जेका सिंध में आहे ऐं उनखे इन जो प्राइम सेंटर ऑफ लोकेशन ऑफ सिविलाइजेशन ऑफ इंडस वैली करे मञियो वञे थो. तव्हां मां केतिरनि खे शायदि इहा ख़बर न हुजे, पर जे आहे तॾहिं आई वुड लाइक टू रिफ्रेश योर मेमोरी. ही जेको तव्हां मैप ॾिसी रहिया आहियो, इंडिया पाकिस्तान मैप, उन में जेको ॻाढ़ो ज़ोन ॾेखारियल आहे हीअ, दिस इज़ द मैप ऑफ सिंध within the western zone of India Pakistan map. Currently, Sindh is in Pakistan, and this happened after the partition of the country in 1947. Prior to that, entire continent of India and Pakistan was one united territory under British rule. ही जेको हाणे ताईं मैप ॾिसी रहिया आहियो, सिंध जो मैप, this is to show you in detail how the Sindhu river flows from the north, Sakhar area, goes through the center of Sindh all the way and meets with Arabian Sea. In the district Larkana, Mohenjo Daro civilization is on the west coast of the east coast of Sindhu river in district Larkana. That is the physical geographical location of Mohenjo Daro. Mohenjo Daro जेको आहे, तंहिंजो असली नालो जेको सिंध में सिंधी चवंदा हुआ, उनखे मोहनजो दड़ो, मोहनजो दड़ो माना माउंड ऑफ द डेड, इहो करे कोठियो वेंदो हो. पर जॾहिं सर जॉन मार्शल 1911 में, when he started the excavation, at that time this was only a big mound. Top of the mound was this, which is known as Buddhist stupa, which was a subsequent development which took place 2,500 years before this time, when Buddha was in India. Prior to that, this was all a big mound of settlement which was covered by silt from Sindhu river through several floods, and it was completely covered. That's why it was known as a mound of dead. After the excavations, a wonderful civilization came into light of the knowledge. Une mein tai disanda, the entire city, Mohenjo Daro settlement, almost 250 acres, was like a modern city with grid planning, brick walls, covered drainage, and in the center of the development was a bath house, 36 feet long, 23 feet wide, and 8 foot deep. This was one of the features which is also known to all of you. Many seals were found. Almost 2,000 seals were found during the excavation, and one of them, unicorn seal, which is famous. But the most prominent seal was the seal that was found was Pashupatinath. This is showing that Lord Shiva is sitting in a yoga mudra, and that gives enough background to almost believe that yoga came into existence in Indian civilization through Indus Valley, because this is the earliest depiction of yoga. Two most important archaeological findings were a figurine about 17 centimeters tall, a dignified personality with a robe. For want of other information, it was called Priest King. And the other one was dancing girl, about 10 centimeters tall, a figurine of bronze in which a girl wearing bangles is shown. Now, these two are the most prominent and very well known artifacts which were discovered during the excavations of Mohenjo Daro. Today, the Priest King is retained in Pakistan, and the dancing girl statuette is in India. Indus Heritage, Mohenjo Daro archaeological study, and the documentary film In Search of Meluha, which you are going to see shortly. The word In Search of Meluha is the name of the documentary because Meluha was the name given to this civilization by people from Mesopotamia, the Sumerian civilization. They traded with Mohenjo Daro, and they called this Meluha. So the artist, the film producer, has given the name In Search of Meluha to this particular presentation. At the end of it, I will be showing, or I'll be reciting Mohenjo Mitti Ji Pukar, a poem which is something very heart-rending and touching. And then we'll open up for question and answer session. Now, right now, I will go to
प्यारा सिंधी भावरो ऐं भेनरूं, अॼु वॾे फ़ख़ुर सां मां तव्हांजे साम्हूं पेश करे रहियो आहियां सिंधु रिवर सिविलाइज़ेशन इंडस हेरिटेज। मोहनजो दड़ो सिंध में उन जे बारे में डॉक्यूमेंट्री आहे इन सर्च ऑफ मेलुहा, जा मुंहिंजे हिकिड़े अज़ीज़ साकिब मासूफ़ तयार कई आहे। इहा डॉक्यूमेंट्री ॾेखारी वई हुई सिंधु वैली हेरिटेज जे एग्ज़िबिशन में इंडिया कम्युनिटी सेंटर सैन फ्रांसिस्को बे एरिया में। सिंधु वैली सिविलाइजेशन 9000 साल अॻु में फ्रॉम विलेजिस टू प्रोडक्शन ऑफ कॉटन, तंहिंखां पोइ डेंटल सर्जरी ऐं क़िस्म क़िस्म जी पॉटरी, इहे सभु ॾेखारिया विया आहिनि। हड़प्पा पंजाब में, मोहनजो दड़ो सिंध में ऐं ढोलावीरा कच्छ में, गुजरात में, इहे टे जेके वधीक एडवांस्ड सभ्यताऊं हुयूं, उन्हनि सभिनी खे गॾिजी करे सिंधु रिवर सिविलाइजेशन कोठियो वियो आहे। आर्कियोलॉजिकल फाइंडिंग्स मां ढोलावीरा जो पत्थर कहिड़ी तरह उन जा बीट्स ऐं दाणा हड़प्पा में ठाहिया विया आहिनि, उहे बि फाइंडिंग्स मिलियूं आहिनि। जेके ख़ासि मशहूरु आर्कियोलॉजिकल फाइंडिंग्स आहिनि, हिकिड़ो आहे प्रीस्ट ऐं ॿियो आहे डांसिंग गर्ल। इहे ॿ जेके आहिनि से मोहनजो दड़ो मां लधा विया हुआ। डांसिंग गर्ल सा हींअर हिंदुस्तान में आहे ऐं प्रीस्ट जेको आहे सो पाकिस्तान में आहे। डांसिंग गर्ल खे जेके चूड़ियूं ऐं बैंगल्स पिया आहिनि, उन्हनि जे बारे में वधीक उते जूं कुझु पुराणियूं क़बरूं हुयूं, तिन मां सैंपल्स लधा आहिनि। सील्स जेके सिंधु सिविलाइजेशन में मिलियूं आहिनि, तिन मां हिकु सिंग वारो जानवर यूनिकॉर्न। ईअं मालूम थियो आहे त सिंध मां ई इन जी हिस्ट्री आहे। ऐं ॿियो जेको सील लधियूं आहिनि, वधीक जानवर ऐं क़िस्म क़िस्म जूं राइटिंग्स आहिनि, जिन जे बारे में अञा ताईं खोज हली रही आहे। ॿी जेका इम्पॉर्टेंट सील लधी सा हुई योग जी, योगा सील। माना ईअं चई सघिजे थो त योग जेको आहे असांजो भारत जी सभ्यता आहे पुराणी, उन जी बर्थ प्लेस सिंधु घाटी मोहनजो दड़ो ई आहे। 2500 साल अॻु में भगवान बुद्ध खे ॾेखारियो अथनि, उन योग मुद्रा में वेठो आहे। हाणे तव्हीं ॾिसो इन सर्च ऑफ मेलुहा डॉक्यूमेंट्री फिल्म जेका ठाही आहे साकिब मसूफ़। ही आहे हिकिड़ो अवॉर्ड विनिंग फिल्म मेकर, फिल्म प्रोड्यूसर फ्रॉम सैन फ्रांसिस्को बे एरिया।
Over 5,000 years ago, as Bronze Age civilizations developed in Mesopotamia and Egypt, great cities arose along the floodplains of the river Indus in present-day Pakistan. At its peak, the Indus Valley civilization had a population of 5 million and was spread across 280,000 square miles. It was known for artisans, engineers, and the probable birthplace of yoga. Yet, a few centuries later, the carefully planned metropolis was abandoned, and the ruins were lost until rediscovered in 1911 by Indian archaeologist D.R. Bandekar. As the story goes, he was guided to the mound by a Buddhist monk while travelling in a boat on the river Indus. In his report, he believed the place to be no more than 200 years old because the bricks found here are of a modern type.
प्रोफेसर भंडार के लिए कर जो है यहाँ पे आए थे पहले 1911 में वो आए थे सिकंदर आजम की जो है ना वो कहीं जहाँ ठहरे थे गुजर रहे थे उसके पीछे आए थे कि कहाँ ठहरे थे वो तो ये जो है मोहनजोदड़ो जहाँ हम खड़े हैं ये इलाका कहलाता था लबे दरिया तहसील लबे दरिया अभी इसका नाम आ गया है डोकरी तो पहले इसका पुराना नाम था लबे दरिया तो वहाँ पे आया यहाँ भी दरिया बह रहा था इस साइड में भी इस साइड में भी तो वो आए कश्ती से उतर के उसने बड़ा टेला जो देखा फिर ये स्तूपा है इसके ऊपर चढ़ गए अभी तो ये डिस्कवर किया हुआ है इसकी खुदाई की हुई है लेकिन तब भी इसकी खुदाई नहीं थी क्योंकि टेला था तो यहाँ से कुछ उसको सिक्के मिले बुद्धिस्ट पीरियड के तो 1911 में ही हड़प्पा में खुदाई चल रही थी सरजान मार्शल वहीं खुदाई करवा रहे थे तो ये जब वापस गए तो उसको जिसने दिखाया सिक्के दिखाए तो उसने देखे और यहाँ की बड़ी तारीफ की बड़ी बातें बताई यहाँ की देखिए कि बहुत सारी बड़ी साइड है बड़े बड़े टेले बने हुए हैं तो फिर सरजान मार्शल यहाँ आए विज़िट के लिए उसने देखा पहले स्तूपा की खुदाई कराई उसके बाद यहाँ ये कहीं ना कहीं ये तहजीब जो है दफन है यही जगह है
कौन सी सील थी
वो यूनिकॉर्न की सील है
यूनिकॉर्न फर्स्ट सील डिस्कवर्ड इन मोहनजो दारो
किंग पीस जब फाउंड हुआ है वो किंग पीस मिला है DKB से DKB उस साइड को है तो जब वो मिला है तो लोग उस वक्त नारे लगा रहे हैं उसकी तस्वीर बनी हुई है वो हाथ उठाए हुए नारे लगा रहे हैं
In 1924, after years of further digging and finding no parallels with other civilizations, the Director General of Archaeology Survey of India, Sir John Marshall, announced the discovery of the Indus Valley Civilization. In one stroke, the known history of India was pushed back by 3 millennia.
कि अभी भी जो है मोहनजोदड़ो की ज़मीन पे कब्जा हुआ है वो रोड बन रहे हैं एक रोड इधर बना है वहाँ से आपको पॉटरी बहुत बड़े मिकदार में पॉटरी मिली है अभी आप देख सकते हैं पॉटरी सरफेस पे पड़ी है टूटे हुए बर्तन पड़े हैं लोग ईंटें जो हैं वो उठा के ले जा रहे हैं ट्रैक्टर पे ईंटें जो है ना वो ले जा रहे हैं मैंने उनकी तस्वीरें बनाई थी अलबत्ता मोहनजोदड़ो के लिए हम सब कुछ जो है ना झेलने के लिए सब कुछ सहने के लिए तैयार हैं we love Mohenjo-Daro. I love Mohenjo-Daro.
The biggest city of the Indus Valley civilization, Mohenjo Daro, is also the world's first planned city. Its builders created well-ordered streets and homes with sophisticated water and sewage systems, unmatched until Roman times. At Mohenjo Daro, the use of standardized baked mud bricks ensured precision engineering, making it the only Bronze Age city where one can stroll down ancient alleys shaded by intact walls.
ओरिजिनल जो है ब्रिक वो आपको बता रही है कि नहीं ओरिजिनल है ये बाद की ब्रिक है देखें
ये आपने खुद आप लोगों ने
ये बाद में बनी
कंजर्वेशन
जी कंजर्वेशन ये असल में ओरिजिनल थी ये गरी है तो बाद में जो है हमने नई इनके लगा के इसको वहाँ जितनी इसकी हाइट थी उसी हाइट पे छोड़ा
ओरिजिनल हाइट पे
ये ओरिजिनल है हाँ ये ओरिजिनल है इसके ऊपर जो है वो रिपेयर है
अच्छा
इस तरह देखें
ये ओरिजिनल रेड मोहनजो दारो
ये गिर रहा है अभी जो है ना ये जो है उसको साल्ट खा रहा है, वो नीचे गिर रहा है। ये देखें, ये यहाँ से ये गिरा है, ये देखें।
ये ओरिजिनल उनका
ये
बनाया
है बिल्कुल, ये यहाँ से ये ओरिजिनल ईंट देखें। आपको नई ईंट अभी ये देखें, ये नई ईंट है, ये नई ईंट है, ये देखें। और ये ओरिजिनल है, ये भी ओरिजिनल है, लेकिन इसको साल्ट पकड़ गया है।
नहीं हूँ मैं।
ये नहीं है, ये बात की है। मैं आपको एक अपनी सिंधी में कई नज़म जो है वो सुना रहा हूँ। मोहें जी मिट्टी आहियां, सदन खां पई लुटी आहियां, केत अची साथ ॾियो, सूरन में पई सटी आहियां। रोज़ बुॾां थी, रोज़ बुरां थी, कल्टियूं खाई रोज़ किरां थी, छा ॾोहनि जी का बठी आहियां। मोहें जी मिट्टी आहियां, सदन खां पई लुटी आहियां। हू रोज़ मूंखे था इज़ाइन, हू रोज़ मूंखे था इज़ाइन, धोखे सां था ठाहिनि, पंहिंजा पिया बंगला अॾाइनि, करे ॻाढ़ा गल भिनी आहियां। मोहें जी मिट्टी आहियां, सदन खां पई लुटी आहियां, केत अची साथ ॾियो, सूरन में पई सटी आहियां। मीर जेके मुंहिंजे सिर जा मालिक, हर घिटी ऐं घर जा ख़ालिक, सारे तन खे भिनी आहियां। मोहें जी मिट्टी आहियां, सदन खां पई लुटी आहियां, केत अची साथ ॾियो, सूरन में पई सटी आहियां।
As ancient as the land itself are its people. Prime among them is Subbu Gyan Chandani, born in 1920 in the village of Dokri near Mohenjo Daro, a revolutionary writer and a self-described rebel.
I was a student in a village, near my village, Bagi. A teacher, his name was Achar. He said one day, let's go to Mohenjo Daro. So he took the first expedition to Mohenjo Daro. At that time I was an officer in charge for martial law was there, a guard was there. Ancient Mohenjo Daro. On top is there some Buddhist remains probably from the Super.
Comrade Subbu was called the man from Mohenjo Daro by none other than Rabindranath Tagore, whose academy Subbu joined in 1939 as a young boy.
It would have been a tragedy if the man from Mohenjo Daro had left Mohenjo Daro and migrated to India. So we are lucky you stayed.
No, I have never thought of migrating beyond. मुझे चाहिए अपना सिंध में रहना, और सिंध में मेरे सुनने वाले भी हैं, मेरे प्यारे भी हैं, मेरा घर भी है, भाई भी है।
फिल्मूं डायरेक्ट कंदो आहियां पाकिस्तान में, ऐं पाकिस्तान में मां मोस्टली उर्दू ड्रामा ई ठाहींदो आहियां जंहिंजी कहाणियूं फैमिली ओरिएंटेड स्टोरीज़ हूंदियूं आहिनि। पर जीअं मां सिंधी आहियां, मां सन ऑफ सॉइल आहियां, मुंहिंजो तमामु घणो इंट्रस्ट आहे त मां मोहन जो दाड़ो जे मथां छो जो उहा दुनिया जी सभिनि खां पहिरीं सिविलाइज़ेशन आहे छो जो सिंध खे पाकिस्तान खे माण्हू दुनिया में एतिरो सुञाणनि कोन था एतिरो ॼाणनि कोन था छो जो अॼु ताईं असां उन्हनि खे असांजी पंहिंजी कहाणी ॿुधाए कोन सघिया आहियूं त असां केरु आहियूं छो जो उतां जा माण्हू फर्टिलिटी कट ते बिलीव रखंदा ज़मीन खे पूॼण ते ऐं ख़ुदा खे जा बुत ठाहे करे पंहिंजे ग्राउंड में रखंदा ऐं उनखे अची जेका नचणियूं हूंदियूं जेके डांसिंग गर्ल्स हूंदियूं डांस करे ख़ुदा खे राज़ी कंदियूं मतिलबु दे प्रे फॉर गॉड इन डांसिंग वे डांसिंग वॉज द एलिमेंट ऑफ प्रेइंग फॉर दैम
जो डांसिंग गर्ल के हवाले से मुझे इस तरह से हालांकि मैं एक देहाती खातून हूँ मतलब मेरा बचपन देहात में गुजरा मगर उसके बावजूद मुझे शदीद इस चीज़ की ख्वाहिश थी कि मतलब मुझे तो नहीं था कि मुझे वो सारे मौके नहीं मिले कि मैं खुद डांस सीख सकूँ मगर मेरी बेटी क्लासिकल डांसर है और वो भरतनाट्यम और वो ओडिसी भी उन्होंने किया है जो हमें मोहनजो दड़ो की डांसर मिली है वो ज़्यादातर ओडिसी के करीब मैं असल में क्योंकि ड्रामे की फील्ड में या लिटरेचर की हूँ इसलिए तस्वुराती तौर पर वो सारी चीज़ें देखती हूँ तो जब मैं पहली दफ़ा मोहनजो दड़ो गई थी तो मुझे मेरी छोटी बड़ी बेटी जो थी वो उस वक्त मेरी गोद में थी तो इस तरह से गली में हम लोग सब आगे पीछे हो गए और घूम रहे थे तो मुझे ऐसा लगा मैं उस डांसर गर्ल के घुंघरू की आवाज़ सुन सकती हूँ और वो उसको देख रही हूँ वो बस अभी आएगी सामने और मैंने एकदम से उसको इतना ज़्यादा तस्वुराती तौर पर मैंने लिया कि मुझे लग रहा था कि वो यहाँ कहीं मौजूद है और वो डांस कर रही है और शायद इस वजह से मुझे मैं इन तमाम चीज़ों पे यकीन नहीं करती मगर मुझे लग रहा था कि मैं उसको जन्म दे रही हूँ
The 4-inch statue of the dancing girl remains one of the most endearing findings from Mohenjo Daro. Sometimes referred to as Sambura, she is the most sellable product, being used in advertising brochures and in contemporary plays.
किंग प्रिंस के भी बनाए हैं डांसिंग गर्ल का बनाया है डांसिंग गर्ल का वो है
इसकी एक कहानी जो हमने सुनी थी कि जब पार्टीशन हुआ था तो जो ओरिजिनल है इसका वो डांसिंग गर्ल वो इंडिया चला गया और हमें जो है वो दाढ़ी वाला प्रिंस मिला
अच्छा वो म्यूजिक की हमसे ज़्यादा वो पहचान रखते हैं ये सही फैसला हुआ है
Sir Mortimer Wheeler, the British archaeologist, describes the bronze statue as having a little Belushi-style face with pouting lips and an insolent look in the eye. She's about 15 years old, I should think, not more. But she stands there with bangles all the way up her arm and nothing else on. A girl perfectly for the moment, perfectly confident of herself and the world. There's nothing like her, I think, in the world.
The dancing girl is the way she's so bold about her body and she's so confident about it, it shows, from that statue. That really inspired me. And I think after that, really, I started feeling so confident about my body. Her shoulders are so straight and I'm probably, I think she's not even wearing fully, she's not fully dressed. It shows and I love that,
The reasons for the demise of Mohenjo Daro remain shrouded in mystery, but a possible hypothesis includes climate change. Many aspects of the enigmatic civilization remain undiscovered. The Indus script, one of the oldest writing systems known to the human civilization, is still undeciphered, while structures such as the distinctive stupa, massive granary, and the Great Bath crumbled to ruin through salinity and the lack of upkeep. Even the name Mohenjo Daro, which translates as the Mound of Death in the Sindhi language, is a modern interpretation, and the only link to its past is what is mentioned in the historical Arcadian scrolls. A city-state to the east of Samaria, a place called Maluha.
Today, Maluha lies forgotten to the world, but not to its inheritors. For them, it goes beyond nationalistic pride and religious identity. as they continue the ancient ways of the Indus civilization. As artisans, dancers, poets, and revolutionaries.
जय झूलेलाल। Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Uncle.
Yes.
हाणे मां चाहींदुसि त इहा जेका पोएम हुई हिका कंज़र्वेटर उते चई हुई, मां हिकिड़ो दफ़ो वरी रिसाइट कयां। मोहन जी मिटी आहियां, सदियुनि खां पई लुटी आहियां, केत अची साथ ॾियो, सूरनि में पई सटी आहियां, मोहन जी मिटी आहियां। रोज़ ॿुॾां थी, रोज़ भुरां थी, कल्टियूं खाई रोज़ किरां थी, छा ॾोहनि जी का भटी आहियां, केत अची साथ ॾियो, सूरनि में पई सटी आहियां, मोहन जी मिटी आहियां। हू रोज़ मूंखे था ईज़ाइन, हू रोज़ मूंखे था ईज़ाइन, दोखे सां था डाहिण चाहिनि, पंहिंजा पिया बंगला अॾाइनि, करे ॻाढ़ा गल भनी आहियां, केत अची साथ ॾियो, सूरनि में पई सटी आहियां, मोहन जी मिटी आहियां। मीर जेके मुंहिंजे सर जा मालिक, हर घिटी ऐं घर जा मालिक ख़ालिक, सारे तिन खे भिनी आहियां, केत अची साथ ॾियो, सूरनि में पई सटी आहियां, मोहन जी मिटी आहियां। इहा आहे मोहन जी मिटी जी पुकार, the plea of help from the soil of Mohenjo Daro. In करे, I have a thought to share. Can the humanity rise above the borders of the nations and boundaries of the religion to earnestly work together to preserve the most precious ancient Sindhu Indus heritage site, to save it from neglect, erosion, pilferage, and encroachment? May grand old Mohenjo Daro, Sindhis, the proud descendants of the soil, Sindhyata, and Sindhi culture, for many more millenniums to stay on and to thrive and continue to enrich the posterity of this beautiful planet, the Mother Earth. हाणे मां चाहींदुसि that you can open up the session for question and answers.
Thank you so much, Kamal Uncle. That video was amazing. Your presentation was so informative. I really think everybody learned a lot today. Does anybody have any questions for Kamal Uncle? Feel free to put your question in the chat or raise your hand and take yourself off mute and feel free to ask. If you could raise your hand and then we'll call on people one by one so we can make sure everyone's questions are answered.
So I have a question. I'm a little confused. So now where is, they showed, and I may have missed it in the movie, where is Melua? Where is it? Right now.
Melua is the name given to Mohenjo Daro and Sindhu Valley civilization by its contemporary civilization, which was Mesopotamia.
Correct.
Sumer.
Right.
Sumerian scrolls, they have referred to Mohenjo Daro and they have given it a name as Melua.
So where would it be now? Where is, I mean, I agree it's all over India, Pakistan. Correct?
Mohenjo Daro.
Mohenjo Daro.
Which I showed in the first slide.
Yeah.
It in Sindh, district Larkana, on the east, on the west bank of Sindhu River. It is an existing site. You had the opportunity of actually walking through the alleys of that old civilization.
Yes, I saw that.
The purpose of showing you that without passport, without visa, we all can visit Mohenjo Daro and feel proud that we are the descendants of that ancient civilization.
Yeah, my mother told me her father had taken her there.
Yes, that site.
Yeah.
It came to light only 100 years back. In 1924, Sir John Marshall declared after the archaeological excavations that this is one of the world's major civilizations, Sindhu or Indus Valley civilizations.
So you mean even today we could go there without passports? No.
No, you need the passport to go to Pakistan and then you can visit this site. But we were fortunate to go and visit the site without passport and visa today.
Yeah. Yeah, that was very nice, very enlightening. It was lovely when he was walking through it to show us those bricks, and it was very nice.
The locations where the seal was found, the
unicorn. Yeah, and the Shiv, right?
The Pashupatinath.
Pashupatinath, yoga.
That was the second seal. Over 2,000 seals were found at the site.
Wow. So where is now the dancing girl? Where have they kept her exactly?
It is in India.
Where?
I think in Delhi, where there is a central archives and museum. It is very precious one item of Sindhu civilization, which is by India.
I see. Okay.
Yes. And the king priest is in Pakistan.
Yes. Also, I guess in their archives.
Yes. A number of seals are there available in India as well as in Pakistan. Also in museum in USA, UK. There's of course, international archives are there. Britishers have got from all their colonies. So Mohenjo Daro, a lot of seals are also on display there in England.
Yeah.
Dad, what is being done to preserve it now that it's in Pakistan and the excavations are happening? Is there like preservation of like a World Heritage Site or any kind of other funding for that?
Yeah, UNESCO had declared in 1980 that this is a World Heritage Site.
Did they find the hospital?
You heard the interview of Iran Obro, the conservator in the blue dress, who was interviewed during this visit, and he's almost attached to that site. He loves it, and he had made the complaints about bricks being taken away from the far ends because it's a huge site, 250 acres. And there is pilferage of the bricks and pottery which is lying around. So there is, what I could say is there is a neglect, erosion, pilferage, encroachments constantly taking place. Although government of Pakistan is doing whatever it can do to preserve it. But what I am saying is that irrespective of the boundaries of the nations and the religions, this is a site which is for humanity one of the oldest civilization which needs to be preserved. It is in everybody's interest, and for us, we are the descendants of that soil. It is even more important for all of us.
Uncle, we actually have a few more questions on the chat. So the first one is the unicorn a mascot of Sindhi people?
Not at present, because unicorn is known all over the world as, this word unicorn is being used even in technology. Today, if somebody comes up with a new idea, they call it a unicorn company.
Right.
Unicorn. So it is more a symbology that it is a unique, that creature may not exist, but it may be a extinct race or particular animal. But the seal that came out in Mohenjo Daro, it established the fact that unicorn was considered precious even at that time. It's not today only.
So maybe we Sindhis should say, because it came out from Mohenjo Daro and it was, prominent Sindhi, maybe we make it our seal, anything unicorn, I like that idea.
There are 2,000 seals, number of them. As you saw, we showed the picture of about half a dozen or dozen of them. Another seal which has been very prominently displayed in Sumer at Mesopotamia, because that seal shows a long-horned bull. It says in their scrolls that these bulls existed in Melua and were traded to Mesopotamia. So not the bull, but the buffaloes with big horns. So that seal shows that those were being traded from Sindhu Valley civilization to Mesopotamia, Sumer. So this has something to do with trading and something to do with identification of trades conducted at that time. Nothing to do with nation or with civilization, but they were parts of the trading. What they used to do is malleable, you can say clay. They would press it on it, those seals, and that will become like trading signature that this product is from Sindhu Valley civilization, and they used to trade with those.
So we have a couple of more questions. There's one in the chat that's saying, did they find a horse-drawn cart with wheels?
Not horse-drawn cart. The animal there is more like a buffalo or a bull.
Buffalo or bull. Okay.
Buffalo or a bull. Horses were not the animals which are shown in the seals of Mohenjo Daro. There are many animals are shown, but horse is not one of them. And the figurines which were found, those figurines, as you saw, that boy was playing with a bull figurine in the video that you saw, that is symbolic of what figurines came out of that excavation. One of them was bull and the cart.
Okay, understood. And okay, we have a couple more questions. So was there a relationship between Harappa and Mohenjo Daro?
Yeah, Harappa in Punjab Mohenjo Daro in Sindh, and Dholavira in Gujarat. These three prominent settlements together are the part of Sindhu Valley civilization or Indus Valley civilization. Now, Harappa was like a younger brother, you can say, a smaller settlement with much smaller area, but there were houses and civilization there that you can say they were like cities of the same time when Sindhu Valley civilization was flourishing. Punjab had this small settlement Harappa, and in Gujarat was Dholavira. But again, the center was Mohenjo Daro. Just like as you can say today, New York is a very big settlement. Comparatively, if you can say Boston or Philadelphia, they are nearby, but they are much smaller. New York is like a very large city. It's the same way you compare.
I see. Jay, do you want to ask a question? I see your hand raised.
Yeah, I actually don't have a question. I just have a small story to tell. Thank you everyone. नंढी स्टोरी आहे त थोरो टाइम ॿ साल पहिरियों मुंहिंजी मम्मी मूंखे विज़िट पिया कनि हिते यूएस में त हुन टाइम ते मम्मी समर फॉर समर शी हैड कम हियर 2 महीननि लाइ त हुन टाइम ते मम्मी खे कुझु डेंटल इशू थियो त मां हिकु डॉक्टर वटि अपॉइंटमेंट वरिती त my mom can understand English but she cannot speak so तंहिं महिल छा पियो थिए कि डॉक्टर एक्चुअली फ्रॉम पाकिस्तान मां हुया and doctor was actually checking my mom's teeth and she was asking few questions the doctor कुछ इंग्लिश में चवनि पिया मम्मी खे त मां ट्रांसलेट पियो कयां सिंधीअ में मम्मी खे मम्मी मूंखे वापसि वाइस वर्सा आई वाज लाइक अ मीडिएटर देयर त हुन महिल डॉक्टर एक्चुअली ॿुधियो कि मां मम्मी सां सिंधीअ में थो ॻाल्हायां त डॉक्टर मम्मी खां पुछियो तव्हां सभु सिंधी आहियो So it was so fascinating and like actually mixed feelings हुआ उन टाइम ते कि मां और मम्मी because of partition we were like born in Ulhasnagar in India and she was born and brought up in Karachi. It was like so fascinating. We spoke same languages and but in different countries. So it was actually and yeah, it was actually fascinating that time. And thank you for this like a history session giving us a idea of what our civilization is all about. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Thank you.
Uncle, I have one more question from another individual. So they were asking if between the Indus River civilization and the people who inhabit Sindh now, is there a temporal gap where no one inhabited the land? Meaning that is there a geography, is the geography the only link between them?
It is said that the excavations of Sindhu Valley civilization, particularly the Mohenjo Daro, timed or dated to a period of 600 to 650 years that city was flourishing from 2500 BC to 1900 BC. During that period of 600 years, number of floods came and left the silt. They came back and rebuilt that development. So there are about 5 or 6 layers in those 500 to 600 years that it was inundated and a lot of floods came and again they rebuilt it. Ultimately, around 1900 BC, that site was abandoned because it was fully covered by mud and silt. So the people who lived or who were sons of soil of Mohenjo Daro, they moved away from there. It is believed, there is no proof of that yet, but it is believed that they moved over to the valleys of Ganges. Means they from Sindh, they moved over to the valleys of Ganges. And the course of Sindhu River has shifted several times in these 5,000 years, so and so that Dholavira, which is in Gujarat, today it is not on the bank of Sindhu River. It is farther inside, and Sindhu River has gone further out, many, many miles away from Dholavira. But the excavations can connect all of them. Now you can say that Sindhu River itself was the source of wealth, agricultural produces, and the prosperity of Sindh. So the people along the Sindhu River thrived and survived over thousands of years. It's not only 4,000, but I would say 10,000 years. The civilization has flourished. Settlements moved away because of flooding and course change of Sindhu River.
I see. Okay. I believe Viju also wanted to make a comment. Viju, are you here?
बिल्कुल साईं तव्हांजा लख थोरा आहिनि जो तव्हां इन सुहिणे ऐं सुरीले नमूने में असांजे तारीख़ जे बारे में ॿुधाया हुआ. One comment I would like to say is that I appreciate one thing about your background is the map of Sindh and the spelling of the name Sindh. So this map and this publication I'm very familiar with because it's one of the few maps of Sindh that had been available prior to the internet, and many people had just replicated it in publications. At least when I grew up, I saw this very commonly. And I noticed that, as my father had explained to me, S-I-N-D was the way the British had spelled Sindh. And unfortunately, due to the corruption of our names, we inherited that and continued that same rat, where we use the same spelling for our own holy land in the same way. But I see on your map, you have added the H back to it, to what it should actually spell. So I sincerely applaud you for that.
We do thank you very much. And I'm glad that there is a generation much younger than me who appreciates this subtlety and the fine distinction of spelling. And Sindh, Sindhu River, Sindhi, they are all S-I-N-D-H. असीं सिंधी आहियूं, असीं सिंध मां आया आहियूं, ऐं सिंध जो नालो छा मां पियो आहे? सिंधु रिवर मां. They are all same, Sindh, Sindhu, Sindhi. इन करे spelling correctly लिखण असांजे लाइ ज़रूरी आहे, so that we identify ourselves with Sindhu River, Sindhu Desh, and Sindhu Valley civilization. Hite Mohenjo Daro. That we should feel proud all time that we are the descendants of that most ancient civilization on the earth. We have to feel proud about it, and we have to feel connected with this. And that is only possible when you identify yourself correctly. Sindhi boli, mitri boli, जंहिंमें माउ ॾिनी मूंखे लोली. त असांजो फर्ज़ु आहे त असीं सिंधी सिखूं, सिंधीअ में ॻाल्हाइणु सिखूं ऐं आइडेंटिफाई कयूं त असीं सिंधी आहियूं. मां जेके सिंधी क्लासिस हलाईंदो आहियां, सिंधु एकेडमी USA जे नाले सां, उन में असीं क्लास शुरू कंदा आहियूं त हमेशह चवंदा आहियूं सभिनी खे, जूनियर क्लास में या सीनियर क्लास में, पहिरीं चओ त मां सिंधी आहियां, असीं सिंधी आहियूं, सिंधीअ में ॻाल्हाईंदासीं ऐं सिंधीअ में सोचींदासीं. That feeling has to go inside, and then you connect yourself with that pride. Ha, Ma Sindhi aya. इन जे लाइ इहो ज़रूरी है to know about this civilization, because it is in Pakistan, but we Sindhis are scattered all over the world. Sindhis today live in more than 100 countries, maybe in small numbers, but we cannot forget our heritage. Indus heritage, जंहिंखे चइजे Sindhu River, Sindhu Valley heritage, that we belong to that. We are the descendants of this. Thank you, Viju, for bringing it out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Does anybody else have any other questions? Now would be the time.
Can you hear me? I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, my name is Sundar Daswani, and all I can say that I'm going to echo what everybody has said, that this is one of the best presentations, and since I don't have appropriate words, I can say I bow to you for giving such a great presentation. And the younger generation is definitely interested, because I didn't take the effort of teaching Sindhi to my children who were born and raised in America, but the younger generation is so much interested that my son is teaching his son how to learn Sindhi. So that's a great accomplishment for me. Now, my question is that are there any graves or cemeteries? Were they found there in Mohenjo Daro? I missed that point. Were there any graves or cemeteries?
Here, can I speak in Sindhi or should I stay in
Oh,
English?
no, Sindhi mein tamam sto. I should have talked in Sindhi.
जेके मोहनजो दड़ो जूं excavations थियूं आहिनि तंहिंमें टे ॻाल्हियूं तमामु important आहिनि, which all of us must understand. Distinct things that they did not find in Mohenjo Daro. पहिरियों, that there were no palaces. Second, there were no weapons. Number three, there were hardly any graves. What does it tell you? That this Sindhu Valley civilization was extremely cultured, democratic, and peaceful civilization which survived and traded with the world all over and flourished for such a long time without a king or a palace, without any weapons, because they did not go and conquer the neighborhoods. They traded, which is essentially the character of Sindhis. We are not warriors, we are not fighters, we are traders. We are known for our trading skills, and that is the thread which connects us with Sindhu River civilization. And ਅਸੀਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਸੁਖਿਆ ਹੈ ਸਾਵਾ ਵਾਸੀ, because Sindhu River civilization and the flourishing culture along the Sindhu River, they always were prosperous, never needed to go and plunder the neighboring countries or other civilizations. They believed in trading, they believed in peaceful coexistence, and for all that reason, I would say, because not many graves were found, that means they also followed the custom of cremation. Very few remains were found. Some of them were found from Harappa. As you saw that they showed that some graves, unlike Egypt, where there are so many mausoleums, so many graves, abundant, nothing like that existed in Mohenjo Daro or Harappa or even Dholavira. So the character And not finding those three things goes to prove what a civilized, advanced community existed and thrived as long back as 5,000 years.
All this time, Samjhota, I'm a smart man that I got into business and have reached America. But it seems like this was in my blood for 5,000 years to be a trader and visit every place in the world, you know. It's a humbling experience to hear you say that. I have only two more. I won't take too much of your time, but uh, just like in politics, you know, the Kartarpur, and they have opened the road between Kartarpur and Amritsar, and the tourism has gone up. So I've been talking to Voice of America here, telling them that Mohenjo Daro je kare, if they give some facility, then there'll be millions of Sindhis all over the world who would like to visit it, and also Indians would like to go, non-Sindhis also, to Mohenjo Daro, and they should do something about that. That's what I've been telling Voice of America here. And my last thing is that, as luck would have it, I've had a desire to go to Mohenjo Daro for last 10, 15 years. And my children was just having a little smirk on their face that, Dad, you know, what are you doing? I said, I want to go there. So, and I want to see my home that I was born. Fortunately, being a Rotarian, I met two people at a Rotary convention, one Muslim and the other one Hindu. Both were born little after, you know, we left Pakistan, and they have invited me there, and they talk to me in Sindhi. Even the Muslim Sindhi talks to me in Sindhi, and they are looking forward to my going there. So this is what's thrown in my lap ever since then. In the meantime, I have given them a task of, because I'm taking 4 or 5 people there, my friends who are my age, contemporary, 80 to 87, and they have given me their addresses. And in the meantime, those people in Sindh, they are making a video of all those homes that we lived in or that we left, plus the other highlights of Hyderabad and then Mohenjo Daro, and we are making a documentary on that. I'm sorry for bringing my personal thing to share with you, but I hope you didn't mind it. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Sundar Sai, thank you very much for sharing this information. And I am sure that lot of young Sindhis who may not have even visited India, they have been born in other countries all over the world. Ultimately, they have to find a way to connect back with their roots. Maana ke chonda hai roots. What are our roots? They ought to know if their parents were born in Sindh or not, were their grandparents, I'm sure they were born in Sindh, then they should know where were they born in Sindh. Each Sindhi youth, young person, must know where exactly were his grandparents in Sindh from, mother side, father side. And that feeling of knowing the roots back to Sindh will bring out that particular jazbo. Connection will arise that my roots are here. May not be today.
हिकिड़ो वीडियो वापस आयो आहे उतां, हिकिड़ो वीडियो मुंहिंजे कज़न जे घर जो, जेको मार्बल जो ठहियल हो घर, त हिननि नालो हटाए कान सघिया आहिनि because it was engraved in marble. So जॾहिं मुंहिंजे कज़न इहो वीडियो ॾिठो ऐं हुन ग्रैंडफादर जो नालो, असांजे ग्रैंडफादर जो नालो भई टीकमदास ब्रदर्स ऐं कृष्णा निवास ॾिठाई, त हुन में ॾाढो उमंग अची थियो त मां वञी इहो घर ॾिसां जिते मुंहिंजो नालो अञा ताईं आहे.
Correct. Which is very true. I can share with you my personal experience.
Yes.
I was born in Sindh. I left at the age of 6. Then from India, I could not go back to Sindh. I came to USA, with a friend of mine and of my son. We went back to Sindh. And believe it or not, having left at the age of 6, I knew where exactly was my house. And I told my host there, don't show me where. Just follow me, I will walk, you come behind me, and I'll find my house. I did go and find out my house in Hyderabad, Sindh. They were surprised that I had that kind of a detailed memory. So everybody, I can tell you that those who were not born, those who were born in India, those who were born out of India, their grandparents were born there, but the feeling will be there in everybody's mind that where is my origin? This is the land where our grandparents and great-grandparents, they lived and they were born. We are connected to that soil, and we must all feel proud. Ma Sindhi Aya. That pride, when you carry in your mind and in your heart, will maintain your identity wherever you remain, wherever you live. You can adopt local culture, local beliefs, local customs, languages. Andarama Visarno Kone, Ma Sindhi Aya. We come from that ancient civilization roots. Nobody else can claim it in this world. We can claim. Iyo fakhra saake huan kape, and that was one of the reasons when Bharti and Priya brought out this subject. I said, share this with you. Younger generation ought to know about this.
सची ॻाल्हि आहे माम लॻे थो साॻी उमिरि तव्हांजी उमिरि जो आहियां जॾहिं मां 6 साल जो हुउसि मूं इंडिया छॾी ऐं पाकिस्तान छॾी ऐं हाणे मां पहिरियों दफ़ो वेंदुसि नेक्स्ट ईयर पर तेसि ताईं मूं जेकी इंफॉर्मेशन उन्हनि खे मोकिली आहे मूंखे बि घर यादि आहे I also remember the home and based on that they are looking for all my and creating a video. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sundar, for sharing. I think Mahesh, you wanted to have Krishiva and Yashika say something. Would you like to unmute yourself? I think we will take this one last question and then we will close it out in the interest of time.
Jai Jhulelal. Ma Krishiva, Minjo Nalo Krishiva.
Hello, Yashika.
Hari Om. Hari Om. Jai Jhulelal Kamal Dada. Asakhe Dado Garv Aaye. Tava Asankhe Sindhi Sekharindayo.
Tavanji Dade Mehbani Kamal Dada. Jai Jhulelal.
Ha Ma Sindhi Aya.
Jai Jhulelal. Krisha and Yashika, तई ॾाढा सुठा आहियो मूंखे एॾी ख़ुशी थींदी आहे तई सिंधी क्लास में अची सिंधी सिखो पिया ऐं तव्हांजी सिंधी तमामु सुठी आहे remain connected and be the leaders of your friends group with जिते बि तई रहिया पिया न्यूयॉर्क में आयो न्यू जर्सी में आयो ऐं ॿियनि सिंधी ॿारनि खे इहा साॻी फीलिंग क्रिएट करायो पंहिंजे अंदर में त जीअं पंहिंजी सिंधी ॿोली ऐं सिंधियत सां हमेशह जुड़िया रहनि. This is my message to everybody.
Ji Dada, Zarur.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I think Uncle Kamal, khali ekro question baki hai. Shireen pucho hai ki cartwheel circular hai ya if that's and if so, if that's the earliest discovery of the circular wheel. Thank you.
Cartwheel jo wheel by itself, I cannot say if it was the origin in Sindh. पर cartwheel ॾेखारी वई आहे उन में हाणे उन मां ईअं सम्झिजे the people of Sindhu Valley civilization knew about the use of the wheel ऐं कहिड़ी तरह उन खे कमु आंदो अथनि for transportation is significant that bullock drawn carts are shown there. साॻी तरह when they traded from Mohenjo Daro all the way to Mesopotamia. They went from Sindhu River to Arabic Ocean and went to Sumer in Mesopotamia. They carried the not bulls but buffaloes, longhorn buffaloes, traded with them. The key came, they had boats. They had huge boats. They traded in those boats, and the word nav and navigation. Nav is the word from Sindhu Valley civilization. And that is what Britishers adopted, and the word navigation came into English language. पर ये नाव जेका है सिंधु वैली सिविलाइजेशन में तमाम जरूरी हुई. For thousands of years they traveled along Sindhu River in boats, उन्हें के चवंदा हुआ नाव, and navigate कंदा हुआ. The more than wheel, navigation was the means of carrying goods and trading all over the world, which was more prominent in Sindhu Valley civilization than the wheel itself.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I think we'll probably end this about now. Thank you, Uncle Kamo. Really, really, we are so excited that you came and spoke with us today. असांखे ॾाढी ख़ुशी थी इहो मौक़ो मिलियो असांखे तव्हां सां इहे सची असांजी हिन सिंधी जेके हिस्ट्री जेके तव्हां असांखे ॿुधाई आहे ऐं डॉक्यूमेंट्री असां ॾिठी. I mean, अखियुनि में पानी थोरो भरिजी आयो अॼु. ॾाढी ख़ुशी थी तव्हां अची करे असांखे ॻाल्हाए सघिया असां सां गॾु. Thank you to everybody who came and supported us. I want to say a special thank you to our administrative team, Priya, Sahil, Viju, Amy, Pavni, and Anjali Udwani. I mean, this is a fantastic, amazing admin team who does all this stuff. We have all these high quality speakers and events that we put on a voluntary basis. So please give them a round of applause for doing an amazing job. Thank you guys for doing this. We've had some amazing speakers on our Clubhouse channel. We've had featured Elka Kanaya, who happens to be Uncle Kamal's daughter, but she is a fantastic cardiologist, and she came to speak to us about Sindhis and heart disease. So those are just some little examples of the type of speakers that we feature on our Clubhouse sessions. We do like a weekly happy hour, as I mentioned in the beginning, where we sort of just have like an informal session where we meet every Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And then on Sundays, we do a curated discussion alternating with speaking Sindhi. So we've had like Sindhi 101 sessions where we just speak in Sindhi. And Uncle Kamo, you'll be happy to hear that. It's been a hit. It's been a huge hit. The Sindhi sessions have been a huge hit. And so I urge you all to join us on Clubhouse. If you need a invite, please reach out to myself or any of the administrative team for an invitation. We'd love to see you on there. Follow us on our Instagram channel at Sindhis Unite. Pretty soon we'll have a website and a Facebook page. The recording from today will be shared on our YouTube channel, as well as the Sindhi School channel, which is partnered with Sindhu Academy USA, which is Uncle Kamal's Sindhi sessions. Please join us. Please support us. Keep our Sindhiyat alive. Jiye Sindh Jiye. Jai Jhulelal. Have a great and happy Sunday. Thank you so much.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead, guys.
Yeah.
Gayatri.
Uncle, मूंखे तव्हांखे लख शुक्रिया करणी अथव for showing this video that I think I would have never discovered. And मूंखे इहो ॿुधाइणो आहे कि मुंहिंजे जेके नानाणा हुया, they were from लाड़काना, मिठो डेरो ॻोठ जो नालो हुयो. And मुंहिंजो जेको great grandfather, मुंहिंजे नाना जो पीउ हुयो, he was a police inspector, and we lost him in 1947 migration because of course he was a police inspector, and you know the drill. And when you were showing this, and right now also I'm very emotional, and I had to I kept my tears holding back. And it was because I, as an Indian, ma India mein rehndi aaya, And I know that I can never visit Sindh because I carry an Indian passport, but I've always want to go to Larkana, and it was wonderful. I don't think I can hold myself anymore, but I am so thankful right now.
I appreciate your sentiment. या ॻाल्हि बराबर है, तो जेके इंडिया में सिंधी इंडियन पासपोर्ट है तो उन्हनि खे वीज़ा कोन थी सवलाई सां मिली सघे, एंड दोज हू आर आउटसाइड इंडिया जो यूएस पासपोर्ट है या ब्रिटिश पासपोर्ट है, कैनेडियन पासपोर्ट है, they will find it easier to get visa to go to India, to Sindh, and visit their roots. Through medium of this particular video, I am glad that I was able to share with you the sentimental visit and a trip to Sindh. That was the purpose of this whole thing. I am happy that you were able to get the glimpses of it through this. And Bharti, and Priya, Sahil, Viju, तव्हां सभिनी जो एमी मां शुक्रगुज़ार आहियां जो मूंखे ही तव्हां मौक़ो ॾिनो आहे, ऐं तव्हांजे थ्रू मां वरी बि हिकिड़ो दफ़ो सभिनी खे चवणु थो चाहियां जिन खे सिंधी ॿोली सिखणी हुजे, feel free to join Sindhu Academy's Sindhi classes. We are stopping for the summer vacation, and again I'll be starting the classes from middle of August. Tama jetra thi sagan, please come forward and join, because the way we learn Sindhi, you cannot find it in any books and in any printed material, because I create special classes and lessons for those who can think in English and yet want to learn Sindhi. So uha jeka boli hai, Romanized Sindhi script, is very easy for all. I am not giving a pitch for anything, but I am trying to connect you with your roots. One mein most important jeka hai sa hai Sindhi boli. Sindhi boli, mitri boli, Sindhi boli, jame maud ini mukhe loli. Kiye visarya Sindhi boli. Ayo lal kayo jhule lal.
Jhulelal.
Thank you for saying that. Before everyone leaves, can we please take a picture? If you have your cameras on, keep it on. If you don't, please do. If you want to, it is not compulsory. We would just like to post this and share with everyone on our channel. Thank you so much for coming out today. Priya or Amy, can you please screenshot it?
Yep, on 3. We have 2 screens, so it's gonna take a minute. On 3, 1, 2, 3. And one more, hold on 1 second. Ready, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you so much for everyone that came out today. Please do follow us on our Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, do not worry. We'll be coming out with our Facebook page. And we will also be posting this recorded session on YouTube very soon. We're just waiting to get approved. As Kamal Uncle said, please do reach out to him. He's teaching Sindhi. He's a very good teacher. I'm also joining after this summer is done. And I'll be learning from YouTube as much as I can. But thank you for everyone that came out today. We really do appreciate you. Without you guys, we wouldn't have a Sindhis Unite. So thank you so much. And thank you once again to Bharti for creating this organization. And thank you to the rest of the admin team for helping out. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. Jai Jhulelal. Jai Jhulelal.
Jai
Jhulelal.